We're at the Marion County Medical Center, where their motto is, whatever you do, do it well. Carolina People's coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Marion County Medical Center. We're focused on National Hospital Week in the Marion Regional Healthcare System. And we're visiting with Pete Mulford, the Chief Executive Officer for the Marion Regional Healthcare System. Good morning, Pete.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
Thanks so much for being with us this morning and hosting us. This is incredible.
We're just delighted you're here. It's a great day and a great week ahead.
The facility is amazing. To think all week, obviously, to be able to round out the week with folks that have been involved in Marion in so many ways, and to think about all the folks you've helped line up for this week. It truly means a lot.
We were glad to do it, and we're glad you're here in Marion County.
Absolutely. Love being here. You know, our tower's in the Marion County between Mullins and Nichols.
I knew that. I see it almost every other day.
Off of Highway 76, yeah. So we've got a lot vested in the county. Fox 43 has been here a long time. When did you join Marion Regional Healthcare System?
Greg, I've been here roughly 2 years. Came down from West Virginia, where I'd been a healthcare system CEO for a number of years before that. Mm-hmm. And obviously liked what I saw here and was very proud to become a member of this healthcare system.
And you have family with you down here, Pete?
Well, I have my wife here. We're now empty nest with 2 children in college. Actually, my daughter just graduated from Coastal Carolina last weekend.
Congratulations.
So we're very happy to be here, and the kids are now calling South Carolina being back home, actually.
That is. Had you been in South Carolina another time?
Actually, I started my healthcare career up in Greenville. And that's where I met my wife, Betty, who's from Hartsville. So we certainly feel we're right back home.
Absolutely, back in the PD. That's fantastic.
Right.
Does she still have family in the Hartsville area?
She does. Actually, we have 3 brothers-in-law in Hartsville, Union, and Columbia. So right? It's great to be back.
That's amazing. What originally prompted you, Pete, to pursue a career in the healthcare industry?
Well, a long story short, during college and actually back to high school, I was a hospital orderly, called orderlies back then, and then a surgical technician, and I had a chance in the military to fly medical evacuation helicopters, and we were always attached to hospitals. So as I was lucky to have an early mentor, the mentor said, why don't you consider healthcare administration as a career? And as they say, the rest is history.
That is amazing. And oftentimes, you know, you think of somebody, surely in your position as the chief executive officer, starting, the question is, where did he start? And obviously starting as an orderly to think...
right by the bedside, right with the patients, and you never forget that, obviously.
I'm sure, absolutely. For viewers who may not have seen the medical center here, who may not have driven down 76, gotten off of 501 and cruised over here, or come in from whatever direction, can you give the viewers a sense of just where we're located and what's going on here? I know, obviously, the Marion Regional Healthcare System was formed through consolidation of the Mullins and Marion hospitals.
That's right. Right. Actually, the picture behind us, if your viewers can see that, is a rendition of the center where we are today. It's a roughly 30-acre site that was purchased by the board back in, I believe, probably the late 80s. And in the early 90s, the board realized the benefit of consolidating separate hospitals into one medical center that provides economy of scale, provides a lot more opportunities for us to really recruit and retain the best people for the care in the area. In addition to our medical center here, the system also has Mullins Nursing Center and 3 daycare centers, which are critical to our workforce development efforts, and then several physician practices, along with many community physicians that support the health care. So we're what you would call a fairly diversified healthcare system.
Absolutely. I was so amazed earlier this morning walking through the main center there, and to think so much is accessible right as you walk in the door. It looks like, you know, you just don't oftentimes think of something being built that well laid out. It's amazing.
Well, fortunately, my predecessors had the foresight to really build almost a hotel medical mall concept. So everything is done for the convenience of the patients and families. As you saw, the parking lots are literally right next to the front door or the back door by the emergency room, and very user-friendly.
Pete, do folks ever ride by and ask if they can come in and take a tour?
We do occasionally have, actually, you know, interestingly enough, it's usually more people from out of town
Sure.
that are coming back and forth to the beach. And they say, I can't believe there's this beautiful medical center here in Marion County. So they do come in, and we're just happy to show them, or obviously people from the area as well at any time.
I can understand that. You mentioned the word predecessors, Pete. How long have you served as the CEO for Marion Regional Healthcare System?
I came in April of 2001,
Okay.
and took over at that time the system operation as well as our medical center facilities.
You really just finished your second anniversary
Yes, I have. Yes.
celebration.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When we think about primary objectives for the facility, I know you laid out obviously the incredible facility, but when you think through it, can you think through maybe 2 or 3 primary objectives, initiatives that are thoroughly underway?
Definitely. I think obviously you never forget your quality of patient care, things you have to do for patient safety and patient appropriateness, if you will, in the care we give. We actually have 3 major goals for our system and the medical center in our constituent satisfaction as number 1. And our constituents are everybody, our patients and families, our employees, and we're doing great things. Matter of fact, we're awarded a Family-Friendly Workplace Environment Award just 2 weeks ago for what we're doing for our employees. Our physicians are critically important. Our second major goal is workforce development. Major things, as you know, are changing in the demographics of this area in the country. And we're really trying to work hard to create our own self-sustaining workforce. And then the third issue is obviously, or the third goal, is our clinical and operational effectiveness. You have to operate as a business, but you have to operate as a business that's socially responsible and socially accountable. And so that's our third goal. And we work hard, have teams working on all of those. Our medical staff are involved with them, our board of trustees, each of our affiliated organizations are involved in those goals.
Well, I'm so glad you laid all those out. You know, oftentimes folks, when they think about constituent satisfaction, they're truly just thinking about patients. And
Right.
you've taken an extra step to think about all the folks associated within the facility.
You really have to, and I think it goes, actually it was probably, I learned it back in school, that your most important asset are your employees. I prefer to call everybody here associates. We're all working together. We're all a part of the team. So really our associates are the foundation of our business, and it's important we're doing the right things to offer them opportunity, change, reasonable compensation and benefits, which is always tough, obviously, in this PD area. It's a lot of competition.
Absolutely, Pete. Very definitely. And a lot of hospitals, but surely nothing. I mean, I don't think anyone can see anything like this. This is very exciting. And we think about some of the new developments going on at Marion Regional Healthcare System. Can you touch on a couple of those, Pete?
Well, in terms of patient services first, obviously the thing we're proudest of, and I think you'll be talking to Cynthia later in the week, is our digital mammography program, recently installed. Literally patients coming from all over the PD for mammograms. We currently are looking at several other patient care initiatives, but again, I would say for a healthcare system in a community in a region like Marion, we're pretty much full service. We do not try to do the major regional or university hospital work, but probably 80 to 90% of what our residents need they can get here. Probably for the community, a major role we have obviously is supporting our community. We're the largest employer that's non-governmental. We have a lot of projects going. I know you're talking with Teresa Taylor later in the week about our high-performance partnership. We're the first hospital in South Carolina to join the State Chamber of Commerce High-Performance Partnership. We recently were awarded a $500,000 grant from the Duke Endowment for their Rural Communities program, and we're the conduit for that, but we've been able to put together a great group of community-minded individuals representing the diversity of our culture, our employment, our age, and so we have a steering group of 18 now that are just beginning the first year of that grant, and we expect a lot of good things to happen for Marion County and the region from that as well.
You mentioned such strong, I mean, when you talk about the Duke Endowment, that brings to reality what is recognized worldwide as an incredible commitment to virtual perfection. I mean, surely pursuing perfection to be recognized with that is a huge honor.
And Duke is funding a program through North and South Carolina only, so it's a very restricted, high-powered program, if you will, and we were one of only 7 organizations in the 2 states to actually be the sponsor of that program.
Can we talk real quick about the high performance partnership you mentioned with the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce?
Yes.
Kicked that off, but you've done it in conjunction with a middle school.
We've done it in conjunction with Jonakin Middle School, which is one of our schools, and I'll let Teresa really tell you their story.
Sure.
But it gives us an opportunity to mentor the children at the school, to take part in their career planning at a much earlier age. It helps us with special projects that they're interested in, the science fairs, math fairs. Obviously, everything you do as a student can be related to something we're doing here within our healthcare system. So out of the 700 plus children at the school, we're hoping to eventually gear up in the next couple of years so that all the kids at risk will have either someone from our health system or someone from the broader community participating as a mentor.
That is fantastic. And obviously, Teresa tomorrow will talk about how the students have received this program. How have the associates here at the Medical Center?
I think very well. We're not only doing the mentoring, we're doing a Junior Explorer program. As you're very knowledgeable as Scouts yourself, I know. This is kind of a model of the Scouting Explorer program, but at a middle school level. And many of our managers and employees are working each month to shepherd kids that are interested in health careers, and they're on our campus each month for that program.
Well, Pete, we've just got a couple of minutes, and of course it's great to have Bruce coming in in a couple of minutes. Can we talk real quick about what you recognize as probably the primary challenges of the administration going forward?
Sure. I think in a nutshell, we know our world is changing. Our demographics are changing, our people, our capabilities, our economy is changing drastically. So particularly for more rural areas like this, although we're feel comfortable to be sandwiched, if you will, between 2 population bases in Florence and the Beach, workforce development probably is our major issue. Hospitals long time ago stopped really giving up probably the issue of reimbursement as being our #1 challenge, but that is still a challenge in areas like this. And it's even more of a challenge for our medical staff, and particularly our specialty medical staff. So we certainly lobby all the time with our state and federal legislators for adequate reimbursement. Operationally, we're blessed to have many technical colleges. We have a Marion Technical Education Center, the other tech centers and universities in our area that we're partnering with actually support school nurse grants and things like that as well to try and foster appropriate training programs.
Well, obviously that's really a gauge in the future. When you think back and you look back and celebrate the 2-year anniversary just last month, can you gauge what you probably perceive as the most, something you feel the most proud about? An accomplishment that really stands out in your mind. There's so many things that happened even in your short tenure. I
think there's a lot of things that happened previous to my coming. There's some things we've done since I've come here. I think I wouldn't single any one out. I think they all kind of reflect our motto: whatever you do, do it well. And so I think every day is a test for us, for myself, for our medical staff, for our board, and all of our staff and all of our other organizations. Are we really doing everything well every day that's making a difference? And that's what we're here for. We're not just a healthcare provider. We're an economic booster. We recruit physicians into the area. We work with our community schools. So we're here to make a difference. And I think making a difference every day is what we're all about.
You heard him say it. Whatever you do, do it well. It's recognized in the associate that was kind enough to welcome us this morning and to do it well when we arrived here getting ready to kick off this week. It's exciting to see how prepared the associates, all the associates here have been. Thank you so much,
Great.
Pete.
I thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Glad to have you here.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at Marion County Medical Center We're focused on National Hospital Week in the Marion Regional Healthcare System. And we're visiting with Bruce Siegal, the chairman of the board of directors for Marion Regional Healthcare System and the co-owner of Greasy's Motorcycles on Highway 501 in Aner. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Incredible to highlight Marion Regional Healthcare System and to think of all that's going on. And as chairman of the board, couldn't think of anyone better to come in after Pete to talk about what's happening here in Marion.
Well, we'll try and help you out and answer a few of your questions.
Absolutely. Real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the PD?
No, we came down here, and my family moved down here about 1963. My father had a lighting business, and he brought it down from New Jersey. And I completed college in New Jersey, and then I moved down around 1965 to work with him in the business.
Bruce, you still have family here in the area?
We do. I have, my mother still lives in Myrtle Beach. I have a sister that lives in Myrtle Beach. I have two sons that live in Florence and a daughter that lives in Little River. And my wife and I make our home here in Marion.
Is that right? When you think about your parents moving down here in '63, and when you reflect, my Lord, that's 40 years ago, you think, I grew up in New Jersey, but I've been in Marion, South Carolina for 40 years. That's a big deal.
And it's been a wonderful experience. Couldn't have been nicer folks down here. I remember when my parents first moved down, there was a lot of apprehension about moving from New Jersey to South Carolina, but the environment was, the community was wonderful, and the environment to set up a business was just excellent, and we were very fortunate that we were able to prosper and provide the community with a good service.
Absolutely. Bruce, can you share with the viewers a little bit about your new business venture, Greasy's Motorcycles?
Right. This came about as a result of my retirement from my last job, which we owned the business, and we sold it. And I retired in '99, December of '99, and I've always been into motorcycles, loved them, been riding for many years. And a very dear friend of mine who lived here in Marion, Russell Smithy, he had a motorcycle shop, and his nickname was Greasy. And most unfortunate that Russell passed away last year in March due to a number of serious health problems that he had. And my neighbor and I, Jimmy Thomas, who owns the Thomas Supply Company, we decided we'd try and take over that little motorcycle business and maintain it. And after starting with it last year around late March, we realized after a year of where we were in Marion County that we needed to have a better location. We needed to have much more visibility if we were going to be successful. And so just the beginning of April, we moved it to Aner.
And you're preparing for grand opening in a couple of days.
Yeah, Motorcycle Week starts this Friday, and it'll run until the following Sunday. Myrtle Beach Bike Week will bring in probably about 250,000 bikers, and probably 80% of them will pass by Greasy's Motorcycle Shop on 501, so we're very excited about it.
Absolutely. When you think about going from the lighting business, something you've been in forever, and now even teaming up with a partner and doing something like this, are there goals to expand? Or is this, you really want to keep the focus on Marion and Horry County? Or goals to expand throughout the PD or throughout the state?
I think right now we have enough on our plate with what we just moved into. It's a 6,000 square foot facility. We bought the building to show our commitment to the community. We're not renting, and we have a big nut to crack to make this thing successful, but we're very optimistic, and good hard work, good employees, and we'll make a go of it.
Good for you, Bruce. If someone wanted to visit the business, it's real easy to find. You said it's on 501?
Yeah, you just come right down 501 like you're heading to Myrtle Beach, or if you're coming from the beach, be up 501, and we're right in the little community of Aner. First traffic light on the way into Aner, you'll see our sign.
And I think I saw you all had a website.
We do, www.greasys.com.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Good. Well, viewers can surely check that out. Let's talk real quick. Obviously, the focus, Marion Regional Healthcare System. How long have you been the chairman of the board?
This is my first year as chairman of the board. I've been on the board for approximately 6 years now, and I guess it was my time, as the fellas said on the board. So we stepped up to the plate when I was asked to, and it's quite an experience.
What prompted you originally to join the board or accept the nominations 5-6 years ago?
Well, actually, I had a phone call from the then CEO of the hospital, Clem Ham, and he said he had just come from a meeting with the board of directors and that there was an opening on the board, and they would like very much to place my name in nomination, and would I, be interested? And I said, well, Clem, I really don't know too much about the hospital business.
Yeah.
I'm in the lighting business. And he said, well, don't worry, I'll come over and I'll talk with you. And he came over and spent about an hour with me, and we talked, and I felt it would be an interesting experience.
That is fantastic. And obviously you all have done so much over that 6 years. To think about the consolidation of the Mullins and Marion hospitals into this grand facility, this 30-acre compound here. This is amazing.
It is, and you have to give a lot of credit to the board that had the foresight to envision this kind of regional center. When I joined the board, it was just about the time the hospital was having their grand opening here. And those folks that have spent a lot of time on the board prior to me joining, they knew what they needed to do, and they did it. And the community is much better off for it.
Absolutely. And when you speak of that, Bruce, when you think about if the consolidation's been beneficial, how do you quantify or how do you gauge some of the benefits to the community?
Well, we have a beautiful regional campus now, and it's in a much better position to attract physicians and other medical staff personnel to our community now. We have just the economies of scale by putting the two hospitals together. We make it much more interesting and exciting for people to come here now.
Absolutely. And you speak about the board and obviously the foresight of the board. Can you share with viewers some of the other board members that are involved in helping with the regional healthcare system?
Well, I don't know if I need to name everyone, but we do have a very dedicated group of board members right now. They come from all walks of life. They all live in the community. It's a good cross-section. We mesh very well. And we ask good, hard questions of our administrators here, and fortunately they do a very nice job in following through on everything.
And the board plays an active role in the administration of the system.
Yeah, it's a very active role. We have a great amount of responsibility, and I think each board member truly understands their responsibilities. And we ask a lot of our administrative folks, so we can stay on top of what needs to be done.
Bruce, what do you perceive as the top issues facing the board today going forward?
Well, I think one of the most primary things is patient satisfaction. We want to be sure that our regional healthcare system here is adequate and does provide the proper healthcare needs for this community. And it's so important that healthcare and patient satisfaction go hand in hand. Certainly, operating in today's environment, we need to operate this place as a good business venture, but we certainly understand our social responsibility to the community. In fact, I think the number is close to $10 million of health care is provided annually in this area on a where we don't collect all of that revenue. Yeah, but that's part of what it takes to meet the needs of a community like this. Also, our community, this facility employs over 700 people, and we put back into the community a payroll in excess of $25 million.
Is that right?
We are a huge benefit for the community, and we have a big responsibility.
Absolutely, and the responsibility is truly that. And surely there are other trends facing the healthcare industry today.
Well, there are. The reimbursement that we get in our community it continues to be plays a major role in funding this operation. and probably excess of 65% of our revenue is generated from Medicare, Medicaid patients. There's only a small amount, 35% of our folks are able to use insurance and pay for their services that way. So we have to deal with all of these regulations and understanding of the system, the Medicare, Medicaid system, so that we can be reimbursed properly.
I don't know how you have time to do all this, Bruce. To think about, I mean, the excitement, obviously, of business selling in '99 and thinking about possibly slowing down a little bit, and now to ramp up Greasy's and all the time that goes into that, teaming up with a partner to do that, and now moving to a new location, big grand opening. How do you have time to be active with the board as well as do so many other community projects you're involved in?
Well, I think if you're interested in these things, you can make time. My wife asked me the same question. She wants to know how I can do it all. But you just, somehow you place your priorities where they need to be, and there's time in the day.
When you look back over your board service the last 6 years, can you think of any accomplishment in particular which has probably given you the most satisfaction, Bruce?
I think from the time that I've joined the board to where we are today, I get a tremendous amount of satisfaction knowing that the dreams of our prior board, or those that saw the need for this one hospital system here, it's here. And I have enjoyed seeing how it has grown, how it's fulfilled the wishes of everybody who, visualize this thing going forward. And we today are dedicated to providing the finances, the resources to continue to make this facility grow, be a first-class operation.
You heard Pete Mulford say it earlier, corporate motto, whatever you do, do it well. If you sat here and listened the last 10 minutes, you'd know it's persons like this that make sure that a board and a regional healthcare system are able to do just that. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Bruce.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. More Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Pete Mulford and Bruce Siegal for making today's Carolina People such a great success.